Hello, it's Cher here from Mindful Entrepreneur. I just wanted to pop in and share a super fast method for dealing with anxiety. I've been chatting over in LinkedIn with a few people about how having tools to cope with anxiety makes you less anxious about when anxiety might hit you, which sounds a little bit like anxietyception. But when you know that you have tools to cope with anxiety, your amygdala does not fire as strongly, because anxiety is the equation or the formula of your perception of danger divided by your perception of your ability to cope. Notice it is all perception, right? Anxiety is not like burning your finger on a stove. It's a triggered response to something that you think might threaten your safety. So really quick one. This morning was interesting. Saturday morning, I didn't have time yesterday. I had to take my cats to the vet, so I didn't do my end of week stuff yesterday afternoon. I did it this morning. And as I did, I felt this large amount of emotion in my body. And so instead of suppressing that, I go and investigate, because when you ignore something, it gets bigger, like a 2-year-old child, right? If you've ever tried to ignore a 2-year-old who's like, Aunt Cher, Aunt Cher, Aunt Cher, come look at this. The more you ignore, the louder they're going to get. So you're not going to get business done or work done. You need to turn and look at it. Instead, as soon as you look at it, it starts to shrink a little bit. So I looked at it and said, okay, let's investigate whatever this emotion is. I know I've had a couple of big, exciting opportunities come up this week. I've finished a challenge last week. What's going on? So instead of just saying, why are you anxious? Why are you feeling this way? I asked myself, where am I feeling the emotion? And it was big. It was like all through here. It was like in my body, but outside of my body, kind of spiky too. And so I said, all right, that's big. What color is it? And I asked myself that, and my unconscious mind said, cheery yellow. I was expecting black or brown or sludgy or something. No, cheery yellow. Okay, well, what shape is it? It's the shape of the sun. That's what those spikes are. It's rays of yellow shooting out of me. But it's so intense, my body is perceiving it not as cheerfulness, but as perhaps some anxiety or some dread. It's just big. Now, as an introvert, I'm used to realizing I need to dial emotions down. And an introvert does not need to pump themselves up to feel alive. And in fact, when we pump ourselves up, we stress ourselves out and overstimulate. So I said, okay, let's just take this sunshine and bring it out of the body, make it a little bit smaller and compact. And again, just ask it a few questions. Like, why are you here? Well, I'm excited. I'm in creation and anticipation mode. I said, okay, well, if you're in creation and anticipation mode, that is visual creation, which is up here for me. This is my top right. I don't know whether I'm mirrored for you. When we look at how we are organized and from an NLP standpoint, when you are looking up and to the right, you're in creation mode. When you're up and to the left, you're in visual recall. If you want to get into that, I'd love to dive into an NLP session with you. So I took the sun and I put it up and to the right. And I made it small and I put it up in the sky so that it could shine down on me and inspire me instead of burning me alive. And of course, how we store things tells us how to feel about them. So as soon as I did that, the emotion could then be excitement, anticipation, and inspire me to creativity instead of making me feel all too fired up and burnt out. So that's the difference between near and far. The closer you perceive something to be to you, if it's up front in your face or it's in your body and it's taking over, it's intense. When you step out of it or you pull it out of your body and make it smaller, you're telling your unconscious mind, let's get some control over this so we can look at it and deal with it. And instead of just tossing that away, I ask it, what do I need to know? What do I need to do? Why are you here? So now I'm processing the emotion, learning and growing from it. So it doesn't need to try to grab my attention anymore. So like that 2-year-old, oh, you wanted a cookie, here's your cookie. Now the 2-year-old's quiet again and happy. Same with your emotions. So I hope that's helpful for you. And if you have any questions or you want to play with this, feel free to reach out and we'll do just a quick session and play with how you can notice that you have powerful control over your emotions too, because that is so key to being an entrepreneur. All right, I'll talk to you next time.